Change your diet, change your life, change the planet.
Howdy. It's been quite a day already. So I thought I'd give you another peek under the hood of how this all works for me. The day started off today on an epic low. I didn't wake up out of bed and feel miserable, but something happened. There was an altercation that caused me to quickly spiral down into a deep hole of fear, anxiety, negativity, self-doubt, and complete lack of possibility. In the state of fear and anxiety that I was in, you make rash decisions. You see black or white. And the black that I saw was, in 30 days, you need to be living in a different place. You need to be out of here, or you're going to be homeless or dead. So that's what was going through my mind. You got to get the hell out of here now. Find a way. You've got 30 days to get an income. You've got 30 days to find an apartment. You've got 30 days to change your life or else. And I was scared to death. How am I going to do that? How am I going to get money in 30 days to be able to move somewhere else? I can't even afford to go to my upcoming races. So I'm in this panic, oh my God, I'm going to be homeless. I've learned from experience that when I get into one of those states, an anxiety panic attack where it doesn't look like there's going to be a way out and it's just going to end today, I know that I have to change my environment immediately, as fast as I possibly can. I need to get the hell out of Dodge. Dodge meaning all those things that we avoid, and dodge the feelings and actions and whatever else it might be that we've been dodging all our lives because we're afraid of them somehow. Well, you got to get out of that state. You got to get out of Dodge and into the world. You've got to engage with the world and get out of the negative environment. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. So I took my little steps. I got myself dressed. I put on some shorts, I put on some pants, I put on some shoes, I put on some jackets and gloves and whatever else I needed, because it's windy and cold today. It's sunny, but it's nippy. And I got myself out the door. I grabbed my iPod and popped on a biochem lecture from the University of Wisconsin med school program. And I got out the door and I started running. And there was no celebration when I took that first running step. My head was swimming with negativity. My head was swimming with fear and anxiety. And I was crippled, but I was like, you got to move your body. Just get away from the house. Get away from the house. Just move your body. And those thoughts were just tearing at me and eating me alive. And I was just riddled with anxiety. I could care less what this professor was talking about. Didn't hear a word he said. But I just kept myself moving. Keep yourself running, keep yourself running, keep yourself running. Try to think of something else. Keep yourself running. And then after about a mile, the thoughts started to diminish a little bit. I heard a few more words from the lecture. 2 miles in, I started to feel the run. I started to feel like I was flowing in the run. 3 miles in, I noticed that I was getting curious about what the professor was saying, and I was actually understanding what he was saying and having a few thoughts on it. 4 miles into the run, I realized I feel really good, and I was just floating along. I didn't even realize that I was running. There were no negative thoughts in my head, and I was fascinated by the lecture. Complete state change. One of being totally in reaction and fear and anxiety and panic. And if I had stayed there, if I had not gotten into action, if I had not gotten out of the house, if I had stayed in that environment, I don't know where I'd be right now. Much worse off, I imagine. But here I am now, and I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling positive, and I'm having thoughts and ideas, and I see possibility. And I'm still scared because I don't have a plan. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I don't need to be so rash about it. Yes, I need to move. Yes, I need to find an income. But maybe not 30 days. Maybe 35. And if I'm calm and if I'm creative, maybe I can come up with something. So let's live inside of that space. But it took getting into action. So the lesson for me today is that action is necessary, AIN, because I started in a state of pain, and I could stay there and maintain the pain and sustain the pain, or I could get the hell out and start moving my body. So the step I took to get out was to go for a run, but not to train. I really don't consider this training. To me, this is sustaining. And if you look at the word sustain, if you look at the etymology, the original definition, it means to hold up from below. Tain from the French tenir, which means to hold, and sus, which means from underneath or below. To hold up from below, to prop up, to support. That's what sustainability is all about. So I prop myself up. My knowledge base, my inner parent, that loving parent that I've talked about in previous videos, it reached underneath, put its hand under me and said, Tim, if you run, things will get better. Trust me, if you run, things will get better. And it sustained me. It lifted me up from the bottom, even though the last thing in the world I wanted to do was go run. But it's not training, it's sustaining. And the best part of engaging in sustaining activity, holding yourself up, propping yourself up from below, is that eventually that sustain turns into a gain. So by getting out here and running, I've gained something. I've gained clarity, I've gained momentum, I'm gaining physical endurance, I'm gaining all kinds of things, I'm gaining possibility. And I'm going to keep running. I may run for another hour. I'll probably run 15, 16 miles. And I will have attained a completely different state of being by the end of this run. You start with pain, which causes a drain. And you've got two things. You can either run or you can allow yourself to be completely drained. And when I say run, I mean get away. Then sustain yourself, support yourself. Know from previous experience that doing certain things is going to change your state, even if it's the last thing in your mind. Use that knowledge base, use that inner loving parent to sustain you, to hold you up and say, Tim, I know this will work. Then gain momentum, gain clarity, and eventually you will attain a different state. Like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what the future holds for me. I don't know where I'll be in 30 days, but things have to change. And they can only change if you stop dodging what needs to be changed. So get the hell out of Dodge and get into life. Get out there and engage with your life. It's waiting for you.